are the largest population in Africa with about 180 million people, the gateway to the ECOWAS market, and the sixth largest in the world.
The Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari there wooing German investors to Nigeria during his recent visit to Germany. This is Giant Stride, our quarter-hour program that features Nigeria's president's visits to various countries of the world. This edition focuses on President Buhari's recent trip to Germany. Do stay tuned for details. I am WAMANI, ANGOU, your guide. Since his assumption of office on 29th May 2015, President Muhammadu Buhari has been visiting countries and continents all over the globe to solicit support of world leaders to address the issues of security, corruption, and socio-economic challenges in Nigeria. The essence of these trips is also to strengthen the bilateral relationship between Nigeria and those countries visited by the president. In a continuation of his trips to various countries of the world, recently, President Muhammadu Buhari embarked on a 3-day working visit to Germany. The senior special advisor to the president on media, Garba Shehu, speaks on the purpose of President Buhari's trip to Germany.
The German Chancellor Angela Merkel has shown an extraordinary eagerness to support President Muhammadu Buhari. You know that it was up to her as a president of the G7 at that time that the president was himself called to meet the G7 leaders in the first week of his inauguration. And so there is that eagerness on the part of the German leadership to be supportive of Nigeria and of the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari.
In a meeting with his host, the German Chancellor Angela Merkel, President Muhammadu Buhari briefed her on the achievement of his administration in fighting Boko Haram insurgency in Nigeria. President Buhari went down memory lane when he explained that in the past, some local government areas in the northeastern part of Nigeria were under the control of the insurgents, but now there is none.
They used to have 14 out of 774 local governments in Nigeria where they put on their flag and name it a caliphate of some sort. They don't hold any local government now. They reverted to bombing of soft targets.
Having listened to President Buhari's speech, the German Chancellor Angela Merkel responded by promising to help Nigeria in the fight against Boko Haram insurgency. She also reiterated the German government's commitment to address the issue of Lake Chad.
The fight against Boko Haram is a great priority for us. Nigeria is part and parcel of that. In that context, we will earmark 18 billion euros for the Lake Chad area. That's 47.5 billion for the overall area.
In an effort to pursue the goal of his administration in making Nigeria stronger and more competitive among the Committee of Nations, President Muhammadu Buhari had an interactive session with the German businessmen and women. Speaking at the Nigerian-German Business Day as part of his official visit to Berlin, the capital of Germany, President Muhammadu Buhari called for aggressive investments into Nigeria's profitable economy by existing and prospective German investors.
We are now throwing the challenge and the opportunity to you to be a part of our emerging success story. Nigeria needs your expertise, your experience, and investments. And you need our market. We are the largest population in Africa with about 180 million people, the gateway to the ECOWAS market, and the sixth largest in the world. And our hunger for growth and development is growing.
There is no doubt that the agricultural sector is a major area of investment that has received serious attention by Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Therefore, his visit to Germany is indeed part of the efforts to attract foreign investors in the agricultural sector. The Nigerian Minister of Agriculture, ABDULAZEEZ, was part of President Muhammadu Buhari's entourage to Germany. He speaks on the German investors' reactions to President Muhammadu Buhari's clarion call on aggressive investments in Nigeria.
What they all admitted is that with the new attack on corruption, greater confidence is growing in the Nigerian government, in Nigerians, and in Nigeria's future, without which it would have been impossible for them to want to make any further commitments. That is a big takeaway. And many of them are promising to continue investing in agriculture, in high-tech, in power and general development.
For quite some time now, Nigerians, both at home and abroad, have been reacting with mixed feelings to the president's numerous visits to foreign countries since his assumption of office in May 2015. While some people feel that the president's trips abroad for whatever reason is necessary and the right step in the right direction, others believe that the president should always stay at home and confront the challenges facing the country. Malam Ali Wakili, a serving senator in Nigeria, bears his mind.
No nation lives like an island. Whenever the president has cause to live for the outshore of Nigeria, it is for the good of Nigerian state. We need to strengthen our bilateral relations. We need to, in this era of globalization, we need to meet more and more with his counterpart in the other part of the world so that we can collectively approach issues affecting all the globe. You know, what affects Nigeria affects Germany. If you are talking of terrorism, if you are talking of security, if you are talking of non-state actors and other things.
Honorable Benny Lar is a member, House of Representatives in Nigeria. She also bears her mind on President Buhari's recent visit to Germany.
As a parliamentarian, I know the importance of visiting, having international exchange. Anytime you travel out and you go out, you learn a lot. And I think apart from just the exposure, it's also helping to broker relationships that will hopefully promote trade and development and also foster good relations for both countries, which I think is in the interest of Nigeria. However, we want to see this translate into some more foreign investment. I must say that we don't have enough foreign investment in Nigeria in spite of the numerous trips of Mr. President. I believe that the trips are necessary, but I also think that it should result in more foreign direct investment into the country.
It is indeed quite obvious that security of lives and property is very important to socio-economic and political as well as human development in any society. There is also no doubt that the Nigerian government under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari has made a giant stride in addressing the issue of security since assumption of office in May 2015. The achievement made in the area of security and the fight against corruption is not unconnected with his numerous visits to various countries of the globe. It is for this reason that the governor of Imo State, southeastern Nigeria, deemed it fit for the German government to assist the present administration on security issues in Nigeria.
Our nation is passing through a very trial moment now, very difficult times, ranging from economic, security, and political challenges. We have challenges in our land, especially in the Northeast. We have over 2 million people right now displaced, and we would like partnership or assistance from any caring nation. And I think the German government is willing to assist Nigeria in this regard. It's the respect given to our leader that trickles down the entire Nigerian population.
Nigeria, the giant of Africa, as it is popularly called, is very strategic to many nations, not only because of its population, but so many other potentials abound in the country. And that is why the president has to visit other countries to woo investors. Honorable Benny Lar once again speaks on the strategic nature of Nigeria.
Well, Nigeria is the largest country in Africa. and it's one of the 6th or 7th most populated country in the world. So the world cannot neglect Nigeria. And Nigeria is a very strategic nation. If Nigeria gets it right, Africa gets it right. So I think it's very important as the leader of the black people, the African people, so to say, because the president of Nigeria is like the Obama of Africa. It's very important that we get our foreign relations right, and that now that we need to cooperate with the international community to fight terrorism, which is paying off. I think it's very important that we support these sort of relationships with foreign governments.
In a bid to recognize and appreciate the role of the Nigerian army in fighting insurgency in the country, President Muhammadu Buhari visited one of the Nigerian army officers who was flown to a hospital in Germany. According to Garba Shehu, the army officer sustained serious injuries in a fatal accident while on duty alongside a colleague who died as a result of the accident.
That tells you the mind of the commander-in-chief. It was a very hectic, 3-day engagement, back-to-back, not an inch of space. But while all of that was going on, it was clear that the mind on the president was still on the troops, fighting to secure the country. The president was so therefore to thank God for his life, because the condition in which he was taken, air ambulanced, he was stretchered into the hospital, unable to move any part of his body but the head. So it's quite significant that the president, as commander-in-chief, under all circumstances, has his own mind, the well-being and the welfare of his own troops.
With the recent release of 21 Chibok schoolgirls abducted over 2 years ago and the achievements of the Nigerian armed forces in tackling security challenges in the country, it is obvious that President Muhammadu Buhari's visit has started yielding positive results, particularly in the area of security. It is on this note that we conclude this edition of Giant Stride, our quarter-hour program that focuses on the Nigerian president's visits to various countries of the world. The program came to you from Voice of Nigeria, and this edition focused on President Buhari's recent visit to Germany. The program was put together by MIKAIL ABDULAZEEZ, while Sunday Adeshino was my sound engineer. Once again, I am WAMANI, ANGOU, your guide. Goodbye until next time when I come your way again.